What is going on, everyone? Griffin here, coming at you with some Glimpse gameplay, and today we're going to be talking about SMG and shotgun changes in the Eternal Conflict mid-season update. So let's head over, let's talk about it. So for the SMG changes, they are getting a little bit of a tune again. So with the SMGs, they are still running very competitively in all the data the developers actually have, but they are going to be tuning some of them to make them a little bit more reasonable. So the D40C, the base accuracy has been increased, the accuracy loss per shot has been decreased, the max accuracy loss has been decreased, and the damage fall off thresholds increased from 8, 17, 21.5 to 10, 19, and 25 meters. For the SLC, the base accuracy has been increased, the ADS accuracy has been increased, and the damage fall off thresholds have been increased from 7.5, 16, 20.5 to 9, 18, 23 meters. For the 24S, the base accuracy has been increased, the accuracy loss per shot has been decreased, the max accuracy loss overall has been decreased, and the damage fall off thresholds has been increased from 8.5, 16, 19.75 to 10.5, 18.5, and 24. For the LMPX, the base accuracy has been increased, the accuracy loss per shot has been decreased, the accuracy return delay has been decreased, and the damage fall off threshold has been increased from 9, 19, 24 to 12, 22, 28. For the objection, the body damage has been reduced from 13 down to 12. The base accuracy has been increased. They fixed the ADS accuracy issue where it appeared as if the weapon accuracy worsened while in ADS. The accuracy loss per shot has been decreased, and the damage fall off thresholds have been increased from 10, 15, 17.5 to 10, 17, and 21.5 meters. For the night, the base accuracy has been increased, the accuracy loss per shot has been decreased, the max accuracy loss has been decreased, and the accuracy return delay has been decreased. For the IBEX, the ADS accuracy has been increased. For the shotguns, the two shotguns should be rounding out all of the shotgun changes for the entire weapon class. So for the SKL6, the headshot damage has been reduced from 110 down to 100. The body shot damage has been reduced from 75 down to 70, and the fire rate has been reduced from 2 down to 1.82. For the Striker 810, the body shot damage has been reduced from 52 down to 48, and the third fall off range has been reduced from 25 meters down to 20 meters. So with the SMG changes, basically all we are seeing is more of an adjustment in the direction of they are going to be a little bit more accurate. They are going to have a little bit of a range increase ever so slightly for the majority of the SMGs that we have access to. You're not going to be receiving as much accuracy loss per shot whenever you are running these, and a lot of these have the max accuracy loss decreased across the board, like at a baseline level. So basically with the SMGs, they're still not going to be as accurate as they once were. They're still going to be fairly accurate. They are going to be able to maintain, and realistically the only threshold that we need to look at as far as damage fall off is that first level, right? Because that is where the SMGs are going to be the most damaging, right? So going from 7.5 to 9 meters or 8.5 to 10.5 meters is something that isn't going to be that much, but in reality it is a lot, because the way that sightlines and the way that cover and the way that distance in Rogue Company works is very, very different than it is in a lot of other games, right? Because you're looking at everything from a third person perspective. Things are going to look further away than they actually are in reality, right? So, and I think that a lot of people really don't understand that idea, and I think that a lot of people it doesn't click, it doesn't trigger in the head whenever you're like, okay, they're at this far away, why does this not feel right? And it's like distance doesn't translate correctly, right? If you lived your life with a camera over your shoulder, right, after you've been living in your first person perspective your entire life, your range, your hand-eye coordination would be thrown off like crazy. A lot of people that play Rogue Company either come over from first-person shooters, which it really screws with their range and like where they're effective with specific things, or they're coming from Fortnite, which is a whole different thing where you have to calculate a lot of other, variables into like a Fortnite, engagement than you do a Rogue Company engagement. Like you don't only have to look at like distance in relation to like where your character's standing and where the enemy's standing. You also have to look at like verticality as well, and that plays a major part in something like Fortnite. But with this, we are receiving, some more accuracy to the SMGs. And for me, like the SMGs, the way that they were tweaked in the last set of changes where they hit the rest of the SMGs was fine. I was still successful with them. I know a lot of people were still successful with them. I also know a lot of people were complaining about them. Hopefully this change right here will be the happy medium, and we will be done tweaking the SMGs, at least for the moment. I know that in this update, we are receiving also assault rifle changes and a couple of pistol changes along with this. And I think that like maybe the developers should have done the assault rifle changes before they did anything with the SMGs. That's my opinion. I think that like now, if you're going to be in this state where assault rifles are going to have less hip fire accuracy and the SMGs are going to have a little bit less of a range and they're going to have a little bit more of an accuracy issue, I think that like those two weapons fighting against one another would be very interesting, and I would love to see how that plays out across the board in live public matches. So I think that they may have jumped the gun, in my opinion, on these SMG changes. I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm not saying that they're not needed. I'm just saying they kind of jumped the gun on it, because like how can you accurately tell how the SMGs perform in game whenever the assault rifles have like amazing hip fire accuracy? They also have amazing ADS accuracy, and they also do more damage, and their fall offs are different. So I don't think that I think that things would be different for the SMG users and the people that are complaining about the SMG changes if we went into the game with the assault rifle changes to their hip fire. I think that you would get a completely different response from a lot of people. So this may be a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction. This may be a little bit of, a unneeded buff to SMGs, in my opinion. But we'll see how everything plays out. I mean, if the SMG's win rate goes up to a certain percentage and the assault rifle's win rate drops off to a certain percentage, then you may see some of these SMG changes reverted in the future. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a developer. This is all just from my perspective. But if it was me, if I was going to do the Eternal Conflict mid-season update, I would have just done the assault rifle changes, the shotgun changes, the pistol changes, put them in the game, ship it out, see how everybody feels after all those changes happen, and then we can revisit the SMG changes. May have been a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction. It may be a little too much of a change, in my opinion. I'm definitely one that wants to see something all the way through, and to me, it's like, okay, you have the initial changes to a few of the SMGs, then you buff those SMGs, change the rest of the SMGs, and then now we're getting the assault rifle changes, and we're also increasing the accuracy for the SMGs, all in the same process. So I'm not exactly sure like what the deal is. I'm not exactly sure what the thought process is, but that's just kind of where I feel. And with shotgun changes, like it's nice to see these changes. Having the SKL have that type of fire rate reduction from 2 down to 1.82, it doesn't sound like a lot, but like you could definitely tell whenever they change the fire rate reduction on the S12, you could, and the arbitrator, both, you could feel that in a massive way. So I think that the SKL is still going to be a viable shotgun. I just think that like it took me a while to learn the shooting pattern of the SKL because it is a pump shotgun. So now I'm just going to have to relearn that. So I'm going to suck with it for a very long time until I get that process down. And with a striker, I mean, it's a fully automatic, drum clip fed shotgun that has a ton of ammo. So to me, like, of course, reducing the fall off range makes sense. It's a shotgun, but also dropping the body shot damage down to 48, it might not have been a bad idea if they dropped it down to like 40. I mean, that's still 3 shots to get 120. your average rogue is going to have 100 HP unless they have armor. That's a whole different story, but that doesn't factor in headshots along with it. And it's a shotgun, so it's easier to get headshots. So I don't know, maybe dropping it down to 40 would have been a better idea for the striker, but we'll see how everything plays out at the end of the day. But be sure to let me know what you think in the comments down below. I am ready for SMG changes to be over with, and I'm ready for the conversation about SMGs to be over. 110%. I'm sick of talking about it, to be completely honest. You have the vocal minority that doesn't like the changes, and they say that the game's been ruined because of the SMGs, and then you have everybody else that are learning the weapons and dealing with it. So at the end of the day, I hope this is the last pass on the SMGs that we have as far as tweaks and changes, and I hope we're done with it. And the shotgun changes have been received fairly well so far with the S12 and the Arbitrator. I'm interested to see how the SKL6 and the Striker causes that to kind of skew it a little bit. I don't think anybody's going to be vocal about shotgun changes. Even if they were bad, you'd have like a handful of people that would be like, hey, these feel bad and they're not competitive, while the rest of the majority of the community is like, yeah, they don't need to be competitive. And I would disagree with that. I think shotguns should absolutely be competitive, and I think that they should be like very viable, especially in respawn game modes and point-based game modes. But be sure to let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think that shotguns are going to be in a good spot? Do you think that this is going to be the final pass on SMGs? And also, do you think that the SMGs will be in a better state once they usher in these changes for the accuracy and the fall-off ranges? Do you think that they'll be good? Do you think that the community will be happy? Do you think that everyone will be able to run these weapons in some form or fashion? Be sure to let me know what you think. Also, be sure to check that description for links to Facebook, Discord, and Twitter. Those are the places to contact me. If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed to the channel, then consider hitting that join button to become one of the 256 crew members. Lastly, on Thursdays from 8 to 11 p.m. Central Time, Sundays from 10 a.m. until we get tired, I will be streaming here on YouTube. So if you're interested and available, please feel free to stop by and say hello there. Thanks for watching, guys. Okay.
Got two of them.
Motherfucker.
He's just powerhousing it. He's in this corner right here, Carbo.
He's gonna kill me. Oh!
Yeah.
He jumped through the door! Oh my god. Cancel culture, you're sussy as fuck, dude. He's hitting some really crazy shots with that not shade.
Dude.
Oh, good shots.
Right here in the window. Big time. I'm revealed.
Dude.
How? How?
Dude, this motherfucker. Pressure.
On the balcony?
He's still out there. Get the fucking out!
Carbo coming hot, dude.
We all got so toxic there.
Oh. Oh, that's funny.